Hey, it was brief. We're going to get back into
something.
the mix. Hey, but what did we play? We don't love them hoes.
What?
Yeah, we had a bunch of
How
Sinclair.
about that action? What's happening?
That's right.
Hey, some Sinclair for that derriere. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
Yeah, better recognize.
Speaking of that, we got Sinclair right here on the Sunday School Show. Come on.
Hey, make some noise.
All the vibes, man. And Sinclair, what up? How you feeling, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, man, just maintaining, man. Maintaining. I see you're hustling.
Yes.
You're hustling almost every weekend.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like
Yeah.
there's always something going on, you know?
Yeah,
I
that
love it.
always
I love it,
is.
though.
Yeah, I know. I got to meet you. I got to the pleasure to come in. It was in Moreno Valley. It was a Wicked Ways car club.
Those are
It
the
was
best
last
ones right
year.
there.
Yo, shouts out to Wicked Ways.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Shout out.
Yeah, which was dope. You know, I saw when you were performing, your presence was there, and it was really dope, man. How do you for those that don't know, how do you prepare for like shows like that? It was a lowrider show. How do you prepare for those mentally?
It definitely. The first thing I do is think about what type of crowd it's gonna be, you know. So like lowrider shows, I don't have much oldies, you know, and there's a lot of females that go up there and sing oldie covers,
Right.
And I don't have much, but I try to like pick, you know, select the right songs for the crowd.
Yeah.
That's step one, and then once I make my mix, I try to rehearse it. Sometimes I'm all over the place, like, you know, getting ready last minute or whatever. So sometimes I can't rehearse it, but when I'm driving there, we be bumping my set, you know, and practicing. So yeah, pick the songs, practice them on the way. Pick the outfit, you know, and then go up there and do my thing. Like that's the routine.
And then it was a dope show. It was a dope set that you did right there, and it was my introduction to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
First impression.
Yeah. It's always the best, and you showed out.
No,
And then-
you too though. You too. You do your thing too.
I was
And
all
you
right.
had your
I was
poster
all
right
right.
there. I remember
Yeah,
you had your
yeah,
little
yeah.
poster that's
Shouts
just
out to-
inspiring. You know, like all those little things they add up. So
Yeah,
it was cool.
check it right here. Union Sign Company. That's what we do. So everywhere we
I'm
go.
gonna need one of those.
Yeah, I
Need one of those.
got a guy.
Yeah.
I got a
Oh, you know
guy.
a guy?
I got a guy. I got a guy. I know a guy.
All right.
I know a guy. I got you. So yeah, no, stuff like that. That's something you do well though. You already market yourself well. You know, is it natural? Like how you're already spontaneous.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did little Sinclair grow up to be what I got to meet last year?
I don't know. I feel like my dad was really like on me as far as being, you know, like the best I could be. Like whether it was sports or school, like my dad was like, you got to do your best, you know? And that stuck with me. Like anything I do. Like I had an event where I was asked to do interviews, and I don't know how the fuck to do interviews, but I did it and I did my best, you know? And people were like, dang, you did really good. You
Yeah.
know? So I feel like just the way I was brought up was to, if you're going to do something, like do your best at it, you know?
Do it the right
So
way.
when it comes to like the events, like yeah, sometimes I'll get nervous and stuff, but I gotta go up there and try my best, you know.
Yeah,
Like I had an event yesterday, the one in Lido Creek, and I fucked up. I forgot.
way.
I forgot the whole lyrics to one of my songs. Forgot the whole lyrics, and I was like, dang, and I was like disappointed, but I was like, okay, I gotta like, you know, recover, do the next song, and do my best, and I did a great job at the next
Let's
song,
go.
you know. So it's like, I don't know. I just think my dad taught me like to always try my
Yeah.
best, and so whatever I do, like I just give it my all, and then for the most part, like it shows, you know.
Yeah, nah, you're a vibe on your own. You know,
Yeah.
you carry that with you, and which is, you know, I'll check out your stories and your posts, and then I get the album that I listen to, which is right here, Lights Out.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Sinclair right here,
Ooh. First
playing.
album, first project,
man.
and tracks for that ass.
Did I see shirts?
Yes, I made. Well, I had a homie do like a sample shirt, and he's like, my thing is to put the front of the album on the back and the back, or no, the front on the
dope.
front and the back on
Yeah,
the back.
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And they look cool. Like I made it a point to do a back cover because people are like, you don't need one, like because you know you don't upload a back cover on iTunes and all that.
Nah.
But I'm like, man, I want to make shirts and you know put that on the back, and I want to make hard copies. So
I don't think anybody's, not that I could remember, has done that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's
and then to
shouts
shout out like the producers, you know, or like because I could like I only do 50% of the thing, you know. I write the lyrics, I go record them, I perform them, but I can't do shit without someone to make the beat or record
Yeah.
me, you know. So I like made it a point to shout out like, you know, all the producers on there that on the album and on the back. So
I like the production on it. I like, how do you go about finding your beats that you like?
I just have a couple people, you know, like I networking, I guess. Like on Instagram, I met a lot of producers. I have like probably a top 3 producers that I know like got me on beats, you know. And but I don't know. There comes a time too where that like you meet really good producers and stuff, but
Yeah.
they might be charging like 800 a beat, you know. I'm like,
No
dang,
way.
like you know, like so it's kind of. I like to know before I start working with someone because there's been times where I work with someone and then they're like, oh, 800 for the beat. I'm like, what? Like, you didn't say that right away, you know? Like,
You might hear me say this a lot. I got a guy.
you got me? I need that.
I got
need
a guy.
that.
I got
But
a
yeah,
crew.
like shout
I
out
got
to
a
the
crew.
producers that have been cool, you know,
Yeah.
like I feel like they kind of got to believe in you too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, cause yeah, like they got talent too, you know?
got to mesh with
but-
them. You got to have a good a vibe with them, you
For
know.
sure, yeah.
So some of these records that made it to the record, Lights Out, on your album, did you meet the people that you got the beats from, or they were all like on social media, like send me this, send me that, and then I'll listen to it?
I want to give a shout out to Cody C Music. He's the one that recorded most of my album out there in Reno, Nevada. He did like the first 6 songs, and then I moved out here, and I knew I wanted to do a project, but I wanted more than 6 songs. You know, I wanted
Yeah.
10, and so like he like pretty much was the engineer producer side of a lot of it, and then I came out here and I had a couple other people I worked with. But as far as the beats, there's one guy, his name's Blanco Beats, and he's from Colorado actually. And I used to
Okay.
live out there for like 7 years growing up, but I don't know him. Like I have a lot of fans on Facebook that support me. I don't know who the heck they are. And he's one of those that just found me and then like started sending me beats. And he did it was like a beat challenge where he put a beat out and let people put their own thing on it, and whoever did the best, he dropped it on his like page, you know? And we started from there. And then so Blanco Beats is the one like that I really fuck with, but I had never met yet still.
Wow, shouts out to him, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I'm from, who made that?
Blanco
beat?
Beats.
Blanco
right
Beats.
there. Yup, yup.
Man,
He's very talented.
Guilty pleasure. That's one of my favorites. When I listened to the album, I was like, yeah, where I'm from.
Yeah.
And tell us about that story though, because the way you tell it is perfect, and you showing love to California.
Yeah.
But tell us about it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like in Cali, like one thing, like you get hit up a lot, you know, like where you from,
Where you
this
from,
and that. And I
homie?
respect it, you know, like my dad's from SGV, like he's very proud to, you know, share where he's from. But me, I'm not from nowhere, you know, like I've moved a lot. I lived
Yeah.
in that, well, I was actually born in Washington, Spokane, Washington. Don't know shit about it. I was born there and my parents are from over here. So they had me and then we came back over here. We lived in the high desert. And then we lived in Colorado for a little bit. And then we lived in Fontana. And then we went to Reno, Nevada. And then I lived in like OC, Upland. Like I lived a lot of places, you know? So that song is kind of like, I don't know, he dropped the beat and that was the beat challenge that I won.
Wow.
He dropped the beat and I was like, you know, let me tell people, like, because I feel like not a lot of people know, you know? So I try to explain in there, like, yeah, California has always been home, you know, but sometimes you got to move, you
Yeah,
know? Like
yeah.
my parents, they love California, you know? Like
Yeah.
they, like, this is their home. But in order to get right and for us to like, you know, catch up, because things were hard for a while, but for us to catch up, we had to move to Colorado. And then we moved back out here and the shit went downhill again, you know? And then we moved to Reno, like, so I tried to explain in there, like, you know, it's like real life shit, like, you know, like I'm from here, here, and here, and there's a reason why I
It's
was in all those
in,
places, you know?
Yo, you guys need to hear it though, because it's a
banger.
representation of you. And what makes it even better is just like, all right, she doesn't have to be from one segregated area, one little area. Nah, this is who she is. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's a
where I'm
story.
from, where I'm from. That's where the fuck I'm
if
from.
you really knew me, then you know what's up.
Yeah, it's the young kids call it a bop.
Yeah, that's right.
That shit's a vibe though. I say.
Yeah, I definitely took time on that track right there. Because you know when you're writing a track, I feel like sometimes you could get lazy. You know, where you're just like, all right, let me just say this, but it's really like you don't really like. You know, you could do better. And for that track, I just kept going like, oh, like let me fix that, let me make it better. You know, and it was like a whole story I told, so it was cool.
That's dope. How did you approach? So the beat you wrote a little bit, and what was it that you weren't feeling? What was it that you were like, you know what? I could say this, I could get away with this, but nah. This I need to make sure they know who the fuck Sinclair is.
I don't know. I feel like when you've been writing for a while, you could maybe try like say the same things. You know, like I had a homie that like sent me a track and like, you know, that he made. And then
Yeah.
a couple weeks, like a month later, like he sent me another track that he made. And it was like the same like
It was,
wording, and I was kind of
okay.
like, you know. So like for me,
Yeah.
like I said, it's easy to get lazy and just like say the same things or
Yeah.
like the same bars. For me, I was like, all right, hold on, let me say something different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a lot of time, but that is definitely one of the tracks like where I was like, this is real rap, you know, like really like flowing. I was really flowing on
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. So
What inspires you when you're writing? Is it-
whatever I'm going through, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried to start writing when I was a junior in high school because like I always loved music. I love to sing, you know. I did talent shows. I did the national anthem, like, but I never did my own shit. And then, so when I hit, 20, like, I went through shit. Like, well, actually, I tried to write something when I was a junior, and I had a little keyboard. I didn't know how to read music, so I just was like, kind of, making
Yeah, I
making
still
shit
don't
up.
know how to read music.
It's hard,
I'm like,
yeah, that's
I see
whole
it and
other
I'm
thing.
like, shouts out to them, man.
Yeah, it's like another language.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
yeah.
tried, but I didn't have nothing to write about. You know, my dad was strict on me growing up, so like I didn't go out, I didn't party, I didn't have boyfriends. Like I just it was like school and sports. That's it. So I couldn't write nothing. And then I gave it up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to college, whatever. And then shit went downhill and I was like, with my family, like my parents split up, we moved, and my whole plan like just changed, And I was like, oh shit, like let me try to write. And then I put a beat on and I fucking flew. Like it went from there.
Did you rap or did you sing? Because
I
I know
started
you
rapping.
you do both very well.
Yeah, well, I always loved to sing, but when I started writing my own shit, I started rapping, and
Yeah.
everyone was kind of like, my mom and sister were like, "What? Like you're rapping?" I'm like, "I don't know, like it's just what came out, Like I was mad at my dad. I was mad for like how things went down, So it's easier. I feel like I have like when you're singing, you kind of have to carry out the notes,
Yeah.
and you have to make sure it rhymes. And I feel like you can't fit everything you want to say into that, when you're singing. But when I rap, I'm like just going. If I want to go fast, I could say more, slow down, like you know. So I started rapping.
Where
yeah.
the fuck you from? Dude, I'm saying, that's just dope. What would you write to? When you would you write to regular songs, oldies? Would you write to other hip hop songs, or was it like, all right, I need a beat to write to, or would you hear something and be like, I'm gonna write because I feel inspired by this?
No, honestly, I would pick an artist I knew. So that for the first song I ever wrote is called Dreams, and that's about like my dad pretty much. And I looked up a J. Cole type beat.
Okay.
'Cause I fuck with J. Cole back then, so I
Yeah.
looked him up, found a beat, and I actually wrote like a couple songs like J. Cole type beats, and then I found a Tink beat, Treat Me Like Somebody, because I like that, so I wrote to that one, and I did a Tupac, Who Do You Love? Like all these songs are on my SoundCloud. They're all my first tracks that I ever wrote, and so pretty much I think of an artist and their style. Like I like Doja Cat, So sometimes I'm like, let me put a Doja Cat beat on, and try to find something in that style. So
That's just dope. That's just dope, man. I like the Tink. What's it? Ratchet Commandments. I think she has a song called Ratchet Commandments.
She has a lot.
Yeah, she's dope. She's dope. Shouts out to my people in San Bernardino. They put me up on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she from over there, San Bernardino?
No. It's just that they were bumping in. They told me, "Hey, man, get this girl on your show," and I was like, "All right, I'll check her out." So, they wanted,
What?
Yeah,
Did you get her on?
No.
Tink,
I
where
didn't.
you at? Come on,
Tink.
We about to tag her right here.
Shouts out my San Bernardino people were like all like bumping her.
Yeah,
they were like
she's cool.
the Ratchet Commandments, man. She did her thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Sinclair. So you were doing talent shows. How did the recording process go, or how was it like? You know what? Just because you told me about the J. Cole beat, I know it was feelings involved. I know. You shouts out.
Yeah.
I mean, what you went through is, I'm like, she chose a J. Cole beat. She is serious about this. She is serious about
he's
this.
a hard one
She
right there.
is serious about it. How did it go when you first started recording? What was that like? Who did you reach out to, and what was that?
I think I started writing. I wrote for like probably like 8 months before I actually recorded. And it was kind of just through like word of mouth, I worked out there in Reno. I worked at Panasonic, and it's like it's a pretty big building. It's part of Tesla. So I would go, and I had some friends. I'm like, all right, I'm starting to do music, and I had a homegirl that had a boyfriend that recorded, and so I went over there with her and recorded with him. And I didn't know what was going on. I was just sitting there. I have an old video too. I'm all young, just like sitting there with my headphones singing, And I didn't care how it sounded at that time. It was kind of just like, all right, that's me. Like, because I would try to show people my music, and I'd have to sing it every time. Like, all right, put the beat. I'm going to give you a live show. But when I started recording, I was like, just play that shit, And I'll be right here singing in the back. I worked with
your
him.
stripes.
Yeah, and then I just started like, I released a song and then I feel like it's all networking, Like people ask, how do you get on all these events? I'm like, well, I go to one and then I meet people for the next one, Like, but if you don't go out, so if I didn't go out and meet with like producers and stuff, I wouldn't have found like the next one to go to,
Yeah, we wouldn't have been where we're at last year, where we're at right now.
Exactly.
Shit.
All links together.
I know, man. I know. And so those first songs, how far back are we going? Because I know I went on Apple Music, and you got some years in you.
Yeah.
As far as the music, when was the first song you put out?
Like drop. I want to say 3 years ago, maybe 4 now. It was that Dream song, and I only put on SoundCloud because I didn't know how to do Apple Music. I didn't know you had to own your beats. Like I had a lot of learning to do, So the first like 8 tracks were all on SoundCloud 3 years ago, and I think I dropped a couple, and then I stopped, and then I was like, okay, let me like try again. I was in a relationship where he didn't really support it, so I kind of stopped, and then we broke up, and I was like, all right, now I'm gonna put my shit on iTunes, and I figured it, like DistroKid and all that, and then you have to own your beats. So yeah, it's been 3 years, like when I first started, and then now, like,
hey man, but now for where you're at, I know we were talking off air about just engineering, production. Do you approach the music differently now that you want a specific sound to come out, like Sinclair, like you listen to the Lights Out and you're like, okay, how do you approach it now? Like, do you know like your ad libs? I want to layer this, I want to layer that.
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot for sure. Like the ad libs is definitely one thing. But it is another ball game, like when I go in the studio, like all I could do is just hear it. Like there's times where either they edit it too much to where the point where I sound like really auto-tune, or they don't do enough and it sounds like I'm doing it live, like there's and I don't know how to tell them like, oh, do this, do that, so all I do is just like kind of based on what I hear. And then one thing too is it'll sound good in the studio and then you go to the car and it sounds different, it sounds bad, and I'm like, damn, and I try to explain. So it's definitely, I wish I could do it myself, but that's not really my passion,
it's hard.
You
gotta have a team around you.
Yeah, that's a whole, that's a lot of time and a lot of, like, I just like to go in there and sing, but.
Yeah. So, but with that said, knowing all that, how do you write now?
What do you mean?
Like when you write a song, do you write it still like, okay, this is what I want to put out, and I'm like, okay, I could add some ad libs right here. Oh, I could do this when I'm rapping. I could double spit this. I could.
You know what? When I first started writing, I didn't know what a hook was.
No way.
You listen to my shit, I'm just going the whole 3 minutes, just like going. No hook, no bridge, nothing, just like going. And there came a point where like I had a producer like, wait, where's the like? You're gonna stop? Where's the hook? And I'm like, nah, like let me keep going all the way to the end. And I'm like, dang, because I didn't know, So now I definitely like have the knowledge now where I'll hear a beat and I'm like, okay, the hook goes here, verse, hook, verse. Like I could, and there's even times where I'm like, hey, like where's the hook? Like what's going on with this beat? Like it's 2 minutes and there ain't no hook. Like it's like all kind of scrambled. So that's definitely one thing I learned is the placement of things. You want to make sure, because the hook kind of grabs people in. So my other songs, they're really good, but there comes a point where I feel like I lost people's focus, because I just kept going.
Okay.
So the hook kind of like brings you back, and then okay, what are you gonna say on the next verse?
That whatever's out there already, that speaks to the test of time, though. Your growth. What if you put it out there already? All right, let it be.
Yeah.
Let it ride. That's who I was then. Check me out now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It speaks volumes when you start structuring the music. So when you're writing music, and I love the album Lights Out. Is it just you based on you, or is it also sometimes people will write about their homies or their homegirls that went through some stuff? Do you have a little bit of that on your album Lights Out?
I feel like it's mostly my mentality, and what I go through, but other people definitely are involved, like, cause like one thing about me is I write what I go through, and for the most part, I go through things like with other people, like exes, or these hoes, I'm talking some shit about
that ass,
bitch, so definitely it's my experiences with people, cause then I feel like you get older, and that's why I love my music, cause so when I get mad or when I'm like disrespected, it's very hard for me to like, just let it go. So when it comes to music, I'll be really mad at someone or something, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just write something.
Is it the Mexican or Italian?
What? A little mixture. A little mixture
of both.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so,
Italian
like-
and Mexican grudges to
Yes.
put together. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Shouts out to SGV.
Yeah, so definitely it's an outlet for sure.
Yeah.
You know, if I wasn't going through nothing or like I hate the bad experiences I've been through,
Mm-hmm.
like my family breaking apart, I hate that. But I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for
Man.
that. You know, so
Yeah. Could
like
we-
getting cheated on and shit, like I hate it. But you know what? It made me take it up a notch. So
Yeah. Yeah, fuck lames.
fuck
I
that.
mean, I don't know cats, but that's just lame. Cook, so can we give them a taste of some of Sinclair's music?
oh shit.
Let's get into it. We're gonna
do you
jump
want in
into
particular?
mix, man. Man, CW. What's the acronym for
Can't
it?
stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't
Yeah,
stop.
that's
Can we
one of
start
my
it with
favorite
that?
tracks right there.
Can't stop, won't stop, and then wherever the
It's under the acronym of CSWS.
Yeah, the
Right?
short-
can't
that
stop,
shit,
won't stop.
really.
Yeah, I was
All
about to
right,
say.
cool.
Yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna jump in the mix real quick. My brother Cook, sir.
Oh, you wanna be in the
Sinclair's
mix
in the mix. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Come
I
on,
thought you wanted
dog.
to play the
Yeah.
track.
Yeah, like 2, 3 tracks, 4 tracks.
All right, we'll handle that.
Oh, my brother Sinclair is up in here. Let's go.
Hey, Sinclair right here. Sunday.
Hey, let's go. Sinclair is in the Sunday school show. Still authentic. Cookser's in the building.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. Yeah. We got to hear some of the songs from the Lights Out album.
Yes.
And then you told me that it took a couple years, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but that's what makes you.
Yeah. It was
You
a long
know?
time coming, but hey, it's out. It's out.
It's out. And so I'm saying, what are we working on right now? Is it live performances? Are we still writing?
I always kind of do the live shows, you know. I feel like kind of I might spend too much time on the like events, but I get an opportunity and I can't turn it down, you know. Like whether it's like a lowrider show, opening for
Yeah.
MB riders, whatever. Like I can't turn it down. So I feel like I spend a lot of time doing events. But where I'm at right now is the album's out, so I need some visuals. You know, I need to start putting a face to my music. You know,
Yeah.
because. Yeah, a lot of people like we love music, right? Like
Right.
you listen to probably all my
Yeah.
lyrics, all that, but some
Yes,
people just
I
don't.
broke it down.
Yeah, but some people just don't. You know, like they hear a little bit and maybe you
Mm-hmm.
lose them, or you know they don't like music. But if I put a video,
Yeah.
they'll watch. You know.
There you
So
go.
the next thing is just a lot of music videos and singles.
Do you have a particular song that you want to shoot a video for? Is it all of them, or is it one that you want to be like, let me get this one out of like you being a writer, being like thinking, you're like, oh shit, I want this, and I want that. Which
Yeah,
which
there's a
song
few.
is that? What are we talking about?
I definitely have visions for some of them. I want to do one for Where I'm From for sure,
Where I'm
because I feel
From.
like that's one of my top songs. You know, like I want to have you know the long streets of palm trees, like
Mhm.
just a long road of palm trees. I want to have lowriders, like Cali vibes. You know,
That's right.
because I say in there like, yeah, I've lived a lot of places, but California's home. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah.
definitely want to do like Cali vibes for that one. And then Dope, that's probably the first one I'm gonna do, because Dope is one of my like oldest songs, but it's mostly like my first like hyped up rap song. You know, a lot of people like that actually has the most views right now on the album.
On the album, okay.
It's almost at 300. So
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
do a video for that. I have some ideas, mostly like it's called Dope, so you know I gotta be a little dope, like cool, chilling.
Shit.
So I'll do that one. These hoes, probably like 5 out of the album. Definitely not all of them, you know, because it's too much. But probably 5. And then Bang is another one too. And I want to do, don't want to say too much, but I want to do like a sand dunes video, like out there in the sand with jeeps and like horses and stuff. You know, I have a whole idea. So
I I like Bang. So the one that we're talking about, man, I think a lot of behind the scenes would be good too.
yeah,
A lot of behind the scenes will help you, and you'll see which one that people are vibing to, man. And are you? I wanted to see right here, Sinclair.
oh yeah.
You all about the microphones and the Buddha, the Buddha.
I do
Are
smoke.
are you indica or sativa?
You know what? I used to be a big stoner. Like when because growing up, my dad was strict. I couldn't do nothing. I didn't even ditch a day of high school, not one. So I didn't smoke weed, I didn't drink. But when I moved to Reno, after my parents split up and my dad wasn't in the picture no more, I started smoking weed. Like, and I was a big stoner. I love sativa because I like.
Oh, sativa.
I was one of those stoners where I'd smoke to get shit done, you know. And there's a lot of people that smoke and can't get shit done. Nah,
Yeah.
I smoke. I'm like, all right, let's go start the day. You know, I'm
Well,
happy. I'm good. Everything's good. So I used to be like that for a while, like the first like 3 years of smoking, and then when I moved back out here, for some reason I was very like anxious and quiet, and like I would smoke and just not feel like that no more. I felt like just shut down. And then I was like, you know what? I think it's because the weed's stronger now. You know, I think that weed would fuck me up. So, like, I used to be sativa, but now I think I'm indica because I need a little less.
to bring you
Sometimes it's
down.
just too much, and I get shaky and like anxious. So, from sativa to indica, probably, yeah.
How many sets do you have? Do you have one set that you're working on, performance sets?
What do you mean?
Do you have a 10-minute set, a 15-minute set when you perform, or is it just one set that you're working on right now?
I kind of change them all the time.
Yeah?
Like now, I feel like I have a wide selection of songs where I try to fit the crowd. So most of the time, I'm changing my set each show.
Okay.
You know?
And do you get lifted right before it, or do you drink right before it?
I'm more
or
drinking.
you just
More drinking than smoking, because like when I first came out here, I did shows and stuff, and I started to get anxious. And man, there was shout out to Miss West Coast. I don't know if you know her, Miss West Coast. She's a stoner, big stoner, and I like because I love weed, So I was like having those feelings like, oh man, I don't feel like myself, And when I go to events, I need to be social. Like I can't be shut down. People are like, you're weird, like acting like that. So I was already kind of like alert for that. But then Miss West Coast passed me the blunt one time before a show, and man, I was like so stoned. I had to put my sunglasses on, and I was like, I want to go home, but like I have to perform, And so after that moment where I had that feeling where I just wanted to run and hide in a corner for no reason, I was like, okay, I need to be careful how much I smoke before shows, because I don't want to have that feeling. Like I love to go up there, and I'm always confident and always like like shaking people's hands and stuff. So for me to feel that way, I was like, nah, it's not worth it, But when I drink, I'm definitely more social and more like, not that I need it, like I'll go sober and still be my same self,
Right.
But drinking definitely, like I feel like it gives me better vibes than smoking before
Speaking
events.
of that, what was this tea thing I was watching?
Oh, the sinful tea. You heard
Sinful
about
tea.
this?
Talk to me. Tell me.
All
What
right,
am I
so-
missing? What am I missing, man? I need to
I
be
should
put
have
up
brought
on
some
game.
right here, huh? All right, so the Sinful Tea, it all started, shout out to the homeboy Mario. He has a makeup brand called Mija and Sweetie. And he has a cousin, Desserts by D. She does like kind of everything, like chocolate covered strawberry. She does edibles. Like she likes to do desserts, So Mario, my homeboy, got me on an event in Pomona, and that's actually my first paid event. So shout out to the homie, like he got me on
Shouts
an event
out.
where I'm getting paid, and
Yeah.
that's not expected, but it's kind of like, all right, cool,
That's dope.
So he got me on this event, and his cousin's catering. She has her own little booth there, And she's like, okay. She told me, she's like, hey, what kind of drink do you want? She knows I like to drink. It's like, what kind of drink do you want me to serve you all night, at that event? And I was like, well, I love twisted teas. Like, that's one thing about me. I love my twisted teas because they're like, they're not carbonated. You feel like you're just drinking a tea, but you get a little lit. So I was like, I love teas, but let's make like a hard drink of it. Like, let's make it stronger. And so she did her little mixture, and they're like, okay, twisted tea, Sinclair. And I was like, nah, like we got to put sinful teas, like
Sinful
kind of make it
teas.
our own. So I know she puts vodka in there, so it's definitely like stronger than the regular tea. I don't know the whole mixture. Eventually, we'll have the back label with all the
That sounds
details.
good.
You feel me?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she makes her little drink. She puts glitter, and then we call it Sinful Tea. We're still kind of working on a final logo, but we've been popping out and trying to get it out there. It's my own little drink.
Let's get a 90-second track on it. Like a commercial track.
Oh, you know what? We were talking about
to
that.
promote it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the homeboy Mario actually showed me a video of like an old school. What was it? I want to
St.
say
Ives?
Pepsi. No, it was
Oh,
a Pepsi
Pepsi.
video.
Okay, I
I think it was
St. Ives.
Cindy Lauper, like some like old school, like she's like beautiful back in the day. She freaking gets out the car, has her hair blowing in the wind, and then goes to the vending machine and gets like a Coke out. And there's
Yeah.
two kids like looking like, what is that? And then she's like. And it's Coke,
Simple
But so we
teas.
want to do a little like a remake of that, like with the lowrider probably, and have like two
let's go.
homeboys right there, like
That's
what
right.
is she drinking? Like sinful tea,
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We're working on that.
Can't
Working
wait
on
for
that.
the visuals. Can't wait for the visuals because that
Yeah.
you're telling stories with your in a hip hop format, and the visuals they go hand in hand with that. This whole industry though, like you've been performing. How many shows do you think you've done?
A lot. Probably over 50. Probably 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a lot. It's like back to back.
So when I got to see you last year, it was I forget. I don't know if it was August or No, it had to be August. Had to be August.
Oh, I think August, September.
September, right?
I think you're gonna go to They're gonna do another one.
Yeah,
You gonna be there?
yeah. I gotta hit them up. Hit up my peoples.
That's right.
See
Hey,
where
let's
I'm
get a
at.
track in before then.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
actually, yeah, we could do something.
Okay.
Shouts out to Eb Dre, my bro that engineers all my stuff, man. So we would definitely get something good. All right.
Okay.
My boy Cooks are right there. Yeah. And speaking of that, man, what are you working on right now? On certain is the EP singles or
Pretty much just singles, you
this
know.
project putting out lights out as much as possible.
Well, yeah, I really need to get music videos done for that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I gotta put visuals to that. But as far as what I'm writing, singles, I'm not gonna drop
Yeah.
another album probably for a minute. I'm actually working on a remix to "Not Like Us" by Kendrick. I'm
Okay.
jumping on. I seen a couple people like Rowdy Rags. I fuck with Rowdy Rags. He did a little remix to that. There's a couple people. Oh, YBE. They did their own little thing like with the mic hanging. You know.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, like I'm gonna talk my shit on there. So
Man.
it's pretty much done. I'm gonna do a video with the mic hanging down, with Messy Art TV. Shout out,
Okay.
homie, right there. We're gonna do that next week. So I'm gonna
That's dope.
that's gonna probably be my next drop. Is a little like a remix to that.
This song right here, I can't wait to watch the visuals. Make sure you tag me on it.
I
I
got
could
you.
repost it,
Yeah, of
and then
course.
we'll post it on our page and stuff. That Not Like Us. That's a
That shit is like I hear
so
that shit
dope
everywhere all the
song.
time.
Yeah, man. I really enjoyed that, man. I enjoyed that beef.
Toxic.
I know. I mean, not putting other females out there, but I know you have some arsenal because of that.
What you mean?
I know.
Elaborate.
They be hating on you. I don't want to, we're not negative, but they be hating on my girl.
The
you know?
females?
Yeah. I seen
They
it. Shame on y'all. Stop being a hater.
haters. Hey, haters gonna hate. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna still do my thing. So
No,
you
but
know?
I've never seen you like, you've never been negative when I've seen you on your socials or when I got to see you live, and even
Yeah.
all the new people, you were so welcoming. Oh, before we go off air, there was a little fan that came to you
What
that
is
wanted to
that?
get a signature, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, on the shoe.
Yeah.
That's the
How-
homegirl right there. Yeah.
That was dope. How was that?
I've
What-
done
what-
a couple. I've done a couple autographs. I think I've done like 4 total. Like
No,
people asking me to sign.
That's dope.
And
That's-
it's cool. It's like, all right, cool.
And
You know?
mira, and then they were like, I could imagine someone coming and they don't really know how to approach it, and you're like, no, come on down.
Yeah, I try to be, because a lot of people do approach me and you could tell they're like shy or like like, because you hear things about artists, like kind of
Yeah.
like cocky or like just they don't care. But me, I'm always like, they'll come and I could see like they're kind of shy and stuff, but I'm like, hey, what's your name? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, like I love your music, and I'm like, oh, well, who are you? Like I shake their hand, and I feel like they're not really used to that, but it takes a lot for you to come and approach. Like even me, when I
Yeah.
work with bigger artists, like opening, I'm even like, fuck, how do I approach them? Like I don't want to be like too much or too, but if they're welcoming, then it's cool. So I always try to be
Right.
welcoming.
Do we got a .com coming?
Yeah, I want to do a website. That's definitely on the list right there. Cause the what is it? Linktree. And I was using Koji. I think that's what it's called, where you put all your links and
And
your.
everything's on there.
And I got so many links. I just like,
Híjole.
yeah, like I need some tabs. And I want to have a website. Click like features, because I work with people, but because I have a lot of tracks out, but I feel like some people don't see the features I've done on other people's accounts. Because maybe it doesn't come up right away. So I want to do like a feature tab. I want to do merch. I want to do even
Yeah.
like maybe like a photo, because I do photo shoots. I'm not really a model. But I do photo shoots, and I'm like, man, I need to put these on a little page, So like, maybe if they do want me to model, they could see. Like, so the website is coming soon.
Yeah.
I gotta set that up. That's
One
definitely.
of the very dope pictures that you took, it was that from that day of my bro David, Brown Boy's brother. He took that picture.
Oh yeah, what is it? YC.
YC, the
Photography?
photographer. Yep. He did a dope picture. He does some great
It's really
editing.
good.
He's
Yeah.
he's out there. He's out there in that area. Shouts out to him. But
Definitely.
a website with the clothing, with everything you do, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, I
I
need
think that would
that.
be so dope, because I know the merch is gonna be dope. The merch that we're talking about earlier in the interview, with the front and the back. And then with your little twist, and shouts out to the T.
Oh, simple tea.
And shouts out to the vendors, man. If they get to make it, they could be like, all right, show up to this spot in Pomona like you were. Was it a week ago?
Yeah, it's every last Sunday of the month.
Every last Sunday of the month, and then like that, they could taste the tea.
Yeah.
You know, it's
we
just-
out there, and it's cool because we have it in these little pouches.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but when I try to waterfall, that shit go everywhere. So these pouches, they're cool because you pour and it's perfect pour into your mouth. Like I'm like, hey girl, I got you. Psh, you know, pour in there. So it's a
Diddy
little
pause.
tester.
Is mostly a girl drink or a guy's drink?
No, it's a twisted. It's like sinful
Honestly,
tea.
it's both. All right, but if you got pride, you don't want to drink some tea, then okay, it's a girly drink.
I have no
but-
pride.
But once you try it, you know, like it is kind of.
Hey,
I'm
I
gonna
drank
have to try it.
Cosmos before.
Can we try one
It is kind of like a more feminine drink, I guess.
Yeah.
But you know what? It is stronger. Like in the homegirl, when we're trying to come up with the pricing for it, we're kind of like we want it cheap to where people buy it. But if you think we're giving them a stronger drink, so it's like a mixed drink. It's not really like a beer, you know. So
Rightfully
It'll
so,
do the
though.
job.
Rightfully
It'll do the
so. I
job.
mean, if they want to support you, they're not gonna ask.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, man, can I get this?" Mm-hmm. And that's what we want people to come out and support you and be able to enjoy it with your music, the drinks, the clothing, everything is a vibe. Any shouts out real quick before we tap out?
shout out.
Not tapping out, but you know.
Shout outs. Let's see. I've worked with a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of people so
shouts
far.
out to everybody. Then.
You know, I'm gonna meet more people to come. But let's see. When I first came out here and started doing shows, I worked with Danny E. LBC with the MB Riders. He got me on a lot of events with the MB Riders. So shout out to the MB Riders. You know, we never got a track in, but like I opened for them a lot.
Okay.
So then that's kind of where it all started. And from there, I met Jam Hits Music. I've done a lot with him. Two Souls.
Two Souls.
That's the homegirl right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool. Who else? Oh, shout out to California Show Offs. The homie Philip, he got me on that event. I did it the year previous too, and he got me on it again this year. So
That's dope.
there's a lot.
man.
Joe in Riverside, he's a producer. I worked with him. Hypnotic, like Muñeca. There's a lot of like artists. You Still Authentic.
Let's go.
Who else we got? You know, Ray Monique. She gets
Hey,
down.
shouts out to Ray Monique, man.
Yeah, my sister
Yeah.
actually, she used to bump her shit, and I seen
Yeah.
her at the Pomona show, and she came and gave me props, and I was like, girl, I know what's up, I know who you are.
Raiders.
She gets down, she
shouts
got
out to her
talent.
family.
Yeah. Who else?
But yeah, no,
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah,
of people.
shouts out to everybody, and I want everybody to support you also though, and I want them to know like, hey man, be ready because dope shit's coming,
Yeah.
and come out and watch a actual show. Yeah, come out and watch her live.
Yeah.
That's what I want people to see you, because that's
Definitely.
what I got to see, and then I'm like, now we're here today, like less than a year later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shouts out, man. Sunday School Show Still Authentic. My brother Cookster, man. My brother Caesar. Happy birthday to my brother Caesar Rodriguez.
Hey. It's your birthday. You
It's
a
your
bad
birthday.
bitch.
It's your birthday.
Go
It's your
ahead, fuck
birthday.
it up. And
It's
I
your
was like,
birthday. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Sunday School Show. Let's go.